Hi everyone! Brea here from Actuarial, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about how you can improve your focus and your concentration as well as your overall stamina on exam day so that you can get through the exam without any problems. So if you're writing exam P or FM soon and you want to make sure that you have excellent focus and concentration on exam day so that there's no problems, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel so that you can get all my other tips, study strategy, and advice that I share on this channel. Okay, now let's get into those tips. The first tip I have for you is to do practice exams before the actual exam. A lot of people start doing practice exams maybe a week or so before the actual exam, and that's just not long enough. So what I recommend you do, and this is exactly what I do for members of my study strategy program, is I have them start practicing exams about 6 to 8 weeks before their actual exam. Now, not every single day, but once a week until the last couple of weeks should be just enough so that you can get real exam practice and practice in exam conditions. So when I say exam conditions, what I mean is that you should try to not use your notes, you should time yourself, and you should make sure that you don't have any distractions. Try to do it in a room where no one's going to be able to distract you. Make sure your cell phone's out of the room and it's not going to distract you. Don't have your internet on if you can avoid it. So doing practice exams in conditions like that, where you time yourself for 3 hours, is going to make a big difference because it will help you build up your stamina and your ability to focus for long periods of time. Now, I know a lot of you are students, so maybe this isn't such a big deal for you, but for those people that are career changers, they've already worked for a while, and now they're coming back to actuarial science and deciding to give that a try, well, it's going to be a lot more difficult for you, and this tip is especially important because it's just been so long since you've had that kind of experience with long exams that you're going to need some time to build up your stamina and your ability to focus. So if you're not doing that or you hadn't planned on it, definitely include it into your study strategy because it's so important. Okay, the second tip that I have for you is to stretch on exam day. So when you're sitting for such a long period of time, your blood flow actually starts to slow down and your blood pressure drops, and it's just a natural reaction your body has because you're not moving around. So when we have that reduced blood flow, it actually decreases the amount of blood and oxygen that's getting delivered to your brain. And if your brain doesn't have that, then it's not going to be as focused and as thinking as clearly as it could be. So by stretching in your chair, you can actually increase this blood flow. And I don't suggest you stand up to do this because on exam day there's going to be other people around you writing, and it would just be a distraction if you decide to stand up there and stretch in the middle of the floor. But what you can do is do it in your chair. You can put your arms above your head, give it a really good stretch, stretch your neck and your shoulders, and you can extend out your legs and flex your legs really hard and just try to get as much stretching and movement into your body as possible while you're sitting there. That will really help increase your ability to focus. So I recommend doing this probably about 2 minutes or so every 45 minutes to an hour. And I know you're probably thinking, well, those are precious minutes that you're wasting. But I actually don't really consider it wasting time because overall, I think it's going to save you time because you're going to be able to start thinking more clearly, which will reduce mistakes, and you'll be able to think faster. And all that combined together, I believe, will probably increase the amount that you can get done, even though you're taking a bit of time out of your exam time to stretch and move around. So I don't know if this will work for you for sure. It might or it might not. But what you should do is practice it when you're doing your practice exams, and that will help you get a sense of whether it really helps you or whether it doesn't make a difference for you. And that's okay if it doesn't. It won't for some people, but personally I found that it helped a lot just to get my blood flowing and move a little bit. And it also it gave my brain just a few minutes of relaxation to refresh and rejuvenate a bit too. Okay, the next tip that I have for you is to be conscious of the foods that you're eating. So the foods that you eat leading up to exam day and even on exam day can have a big impact on your focus and your ability to concentrate. So I'm actually going to link to an interesting article that I found in the description below, but it goes into some details about 9 specific foods that you can eat that will help boost your focus and your concentration. I'm going to talk a bit about some of them here because those are the ones that personally I found the most interesting. So avocados and blueberries in particular actually help enhance your blood flow, which ultimately will bring more oxygen to your brain and help you feel more focused and concentrated on the exam. So obviously anything you can do to increase your blood flow, just like stretching, will help on exam day. So if you start introducing these foods into your diet now, blueberries and avocados, it's going to have an impact on exam day. You may not notice it on a day-to-day basis, but why not try it? They're really healthy foods. There's nothing to lose by eating them, so just give it a try, and maybe it'll have a big impact on your focus and concentration on exam day. Another really good food to eat are leafy green vegetables. And these in particular are good because they contain vitamin B and folic acid. So both of those help to increase your ability to think clearly and to focus. So by introducing those foods now, it'll really help improve that over time, and by exam day, hopefully, it'll start having an impact. Now, you're especially going to want to boost this in your last week or so because, well, I don't know for sure that it will help or not, but maybe that extra boost will just give you even more of a boost on exam day. So try it. It may not work, but what's the harm in trying? Okay, the next thing that you might want to try is eating omega-3 fatty acids that are found in fish. Now, people that are deficient in omega-3 fatty acids have actually been found to fatigue easier. So on exam day, and most of the time actually for me, this is an issue. I get tired pretty easily, so maybe I should increase my omega-3 fatty acids myself. So for you, if you want to be able to stay alert and energized on exam day, you might consider adding fish into your diet so that you can get the benefits of these omega-3 fatty acids. And the last thing I'm going to talk about is water. Now, it's really, really, really important for you to stay hydrated, because water just helps you think more clearly. It helps you think faster, and it's so important for every organ in our body. So if that's something that you don't really pay attention to right now, you're going to want to start, and you'll probably see improved mental focus and clarity on exam day. Now, the thing is that on exam day, you actually can't bring any food or water into the exam room, unfortunately. Food is fine, but I really think you should be allowed to bring water in, but I understand that you're by a computer and maybe that's the reason they don't want you to have water in there. But if you have some sort of medical condition where you would need to have water or food during those 3 hours, then what you have to do is you have to get in touch with the SOA, because you have to be pre-authorized to be allowed to bring those foods and drinks into the exam room. Otherwise, you won't be able to. The fourth tip that I have for you, and this is the final one, is to get a good night's sleep. Now, easy to say for exam day, just try to get a good night's sleep. It's not always possible. I know that night before exams, you're probably a little anxious and nervous, and it's actually usually pretty hard to get to sleep, but try to do the best you can. When you're doing your practice exams, what I've found to be really helpful was to take a nap before I do the exam. A lot of the time I was at work all day or I was at school and I just couldn't find the focus and I was just too tired pretty much to be able to do a full 3-hour exam and really focus and concentrate that whole time. But I found that having a nap would really help refresh my mind and re-energize me. It just made such a huge difference. So if you haven't tried that, give it a try and it might help you out. Now, like I said, all these things probably aren't going to work for you specifically. So as you're doing your practice exams over the 6 to 8 weeks before your real exam, try implementing some of these and see if you notice a difference. If you do, great, then do it on exam day too. But if you don't, then I guess just try something else and see if that works. Okay, so I hope these tips helped you. If you want more studying tips, study strategy advice, and just everything actuarial, remember to subscribe to the channel. And if you're writing exam P or FM soon, I'm actually going to leave a link in the description of this video where you can sign up to get my regular emails where I send helpful advice, study tips, and just give you a whole bunch of information about exams and help you get through them. So if you want that, go sign up and I'll start sending them to you soon. Alright, see you in the next video. Bye!